Pleasant good night each and every one of you from Guyana. Today I received a telephone call which was very interesting that the PPP members or some other political organization will be increased to address the Guyanese public. But I also understand that the APNU party, the ruling party, would have a delegation up in Brooklyn to address the Guyanese people. Now I wanted to know one thing. As we all might be aware by the geography, 99% of the black Guyanese go to Brooklyn. 99% of the Indian go to Queens. All these political people are still trying to divide this country. We had division from the 1960s on to now. And I must be honest with you, the most corrupt people in the political department are the East Indian that we call Coolie. And the most racial one is the blacks. And I am not taking side for nobody here. The attitude, and you can see it, under the late Osborne, most blacks was employed in the military, the police force, and all civil servant. But that must be clear that that was not Africa. I have on a t-shirt here stated, one people, one nation, one destiny. That's supposed to be Guyana motto of the day. But I want you Guyanese to know that this came from Ghana, the mainland of Africa. It is one nation, one people, one destiny. So, and the color of it is this flag of Ghana as much as Guyana. So from the beginning of the so-called independence, we can see where the blacks was heading. And when the PPP as the Indian rule, we know who they are and where they were heading. Can Barrett find an end? Ladies and gentlemen, you the voters, you the citizens, how many effing more years will you sit down and listen to these bastards, liars, treacherous, liar politicians, look into your face and lie to you, or the mages, the pandits, and the priests who support them? Let it be known to you, the world has changes. If they kill, you can kill too. If they disappear of your family, plenty people can disappear. And this is not a threat to the ruling party, nor the government, but to let them know no man's hands is without blood if it comes to that. Because I believe in equality and justice for all, and an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And I want it to be known to both sides. 65 members of parliament had destroyed Guyana and hold it back from 1966 and now. Our country was still not independent because the Amerindian, as we call the Bachman, he didn't get his country. It was grandchildren of slaves and cheap labor. It's time for an Amerindian to get his country. And no Indian and black must tell an Amerindian how much land he or she must get. Amerindians should not buy land in a country that belongs to them. Learn from Idi Amin. Learn from Mr. Mugabe and many more. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to live to see another nation rule Guyana if we cannot get a government for all the people by the people. And we feel all of them in parliament must have a lie detector test. And it must come about. And the police commissioner, and the military commander, and all judges and magistrate, prosecutor, and police, and the military must undergo a lie detector test. Your country are the richest in the world. We can afford it. It will happen. Don't matter how they're old or where they run, we will bring them back and try them for crime that was committed against the land. For every innocent man that was jailed, for the amount of time you jail him, we will multiply it by his age, and that is the amount of family for you, the politician who put in there, and the judges, and the corrupt police. That's the amount of your family shall have to be in jail. Believe it or not. Which means if he's 50 years of age, and you give you 5 years, multiply it by 50. That's the amount of all of you and your family will have to suffer because of locking up an innocent man. Because you murder him, you could have killed him right there, he could have got a heart attack. You dismantle his family. And for those who you kill, multiply the amount when you kill him by the age he got, that's the amount of your family shall go through the same thing. It is not a fucking threat. It is man-to-man talking. Y'all are using the government and the country. Y'all are using the police as your legal criminals and the judge as your henchman to lock and kill people up in jail. I call on the U.S. and the international community to look into this. If we cannot get a government for all the people, by the people, then the international community must step in and give us a government by the people, for the people. And an Amerindian man or woman must be the leader of their country. That is my opinion. We had enough of black people leadership, Indian people leadership. When will we have a real Guyanese leadership? I'm asking this. That is why plenty of you who kill for the PNC or the PPP, your children, your women end up as hoes and beggars, and your men becomes corrupt themselves, robbing and killing innocent people. Well, the law must begin. I call on all decent Guyanese to take the law into your hand. Vigilante, if you call the police and they cannot stop, take the law into your hands. And if the police come later because they don't have a car, they don't have anybody, burn the bloody car and get back to them. Time to change. They are not the only one. They are holding you back while their friends are killing you and raping your women and exploiting you. And they are dividing both of you because they do not want you all to come out of it. Check all 65 of them. The money they got, the share they got in business, and the home they own internationally, and why they are seeing doctors abroad. This is what I want to know. If you cannot take this matter clearly, I tell you the God truth. Revenge shall be the art of the day. I trust Mr. David Granger as a military man, hoping that he will bring good, but his party is full of criminals. He got a lot of criminals with him, and he have to clean house. That is what I'm calling on him to do, clean house. Plenty lawyers who are in your party, Mr. President, have robbed people. Plenty of them is on the internet, is on the news. And plenty of them should not be in government when they have committed crime against the people that they want to rule. And every investigation that's done against a criminal must have been written and signed. And those who lie must answer the consequences of it. And another thing, when a man is accused of a crime, the police have no right to beat him unless he attack the police. If such thing happens, like what happened with a young man up in Canaan, and Tony Snow and many more, the police must say who passed the order for him, for them to beat these prisoners, as you call them. And then the policemen and the children must be put to a wall, tried for corruption, tried for attempt murder, and if found guilty, execute. We all will have to die one day, but not by robbing, selling drugs, raping, and killing innocent people. We will have to defend ourselves. If the government in power cannot give us defense, cannot protect us, cannot safeguard the nation, and anyone who speaks of black power or Indian power, send them to Rhodesia and India. They don't belong in Guyana. And I want to congratulate David Granger government for allowing the ambassador from Accra, Ghana, to enter into Guyana, the young woman, the professor, because Ghana had done a lot for Guyana during the 60s and 50s under the Nkrumah regime and government. And therefore, we have close alliance and tie with the people in Ghana. And we would like to see more Ghanaian presence in Guyana. But Mr. David Granger, Mr. President, time might be against you. This is nothing personal. Clean up your cabinet. You got a lot of corrupt people with you, and I mean a lot. Get younger brain, younger people with vision and inspiration for a better Guyana, and you will have our support. But we want justice. Any policeman that beat a prisoner must go to jail. Any policeman who raped must be executed. Any judge who lock up an innocent man because of political influence or looking for a favor must be tried, and if convicted, hang him or her high. Set an example. If not, Guyana will not be the country that we want to enjoy our life. Venezuela might surely get the dream, or Brazil, because we are fighting each other. All I ask for is justice, man. Why I cannot get it? Why Indian people believe they can buy the courthouse? The most corrupt, devious, treacherous people is you, the Indian race. covetous, wicked, corrupt to the core. But don't worry, every man, woman, and child have their day. That's all I can say. Nothing personal. I love my country. But I welcome the ambassador to Guyana from Ghana. Good night, and may God be with all of us, and let's find a peaceful solution instead of revolution. Have a good night.